The following is a presentation of TFNN.
This story began on a nice Florida winter day, December 10th, 2005, when a lone fisherman in Mosquito Lagoon, out near Cape Canaveral, discovered a crab trap that appeared to have something caught inside of it. As the fisherman looked closer, he noticed that a baby dolphin was tangled in a rope that had cut off the supply of blood to the dolphin's tail. The fisherman cut the rope and called for help because he saw this dolphin was struggling. The dolphin, later named Winter, was brought to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but too much damage was done to her tail, and it could not be saved. Now, folks, the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of your attention. And that is exactly what Winter received from a group of prosthetic engineers who created an innovative new design for a prosthetic tail. Winter, she's doing just fine, and her story of survival and success has gone on to touch others, many, many others. These are folks that need a more flexible prosthetic. We can't control the circumstances of life, folks, only how we respond to them. Circumstances are like the wind. Learn to set a good sail, folks, and let the wind take you to your dreams, your treasures, and your destination. Welcome to TFNN. We're glad you're here and you have our attention.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the November 2nd fantastic Friday edition of today's Opening Bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today, folks. My outcome is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that will help you to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. Let's go take a look at one of our tools. This tool is called The Light of Understanding Dissolves the Phantom of Fear. Not the Phantom of the Opera, the Phantom of Fear. Now, many of our fears, folks, are no more than the eerie ghosts that haunt the houses of Elm Street on Friday the 13th. These phantoms of doubt, confusion, and pain, folks, are most times fabrications in our minds. Now, they may cause us to run away. They may cause us to hide and scream with fright. But when we see the light, folks, light is all about understanding, and light will just simply dissolve all those fears. You know the acronym for fear: false evidence appearing real. Eleanor Roosevelt, she once wrote, "You gain strength and courage and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." When you look fear in the face, folks, you may see right through it. After all, it's often only a phantom of your imagination. Remember this: the people who enjoy life and radiate happiness on a continuous basis, they fear nothing. Fear has nor ever will lead, folks out there. Hans Margolis, that's interesting, the music in my ear. Hans Margolis, he once wrote this: only in quiet water, and I love this one, only in quiet waters things mirror themselves undistorted. Think about that. Only in quiet waters things mirror themselves undistorted. For me, that means that in a quiet mind, you can perceive what truly is real. Nothing in life, folks, is to be feared. It's only to be understood. Let's go try to understand these markets out here. We had the jobs numbers out at 8:30 this morning. Non-farm payrolls up by 171,000 jobs. The jobless rate ticked up from 7.8 to 7.9. As far as the reaction to the futures, we're going to take a look, and they're all in overbought territory now. I expect we'll see some kind of a pullback. We'll see whether it's just simply a sideways move to work off this little overbought condition, or whether, as it does 75% of the time on Jobs Friday, whether the market, when the bulls and bears really check in for work here in about 20 minutes, whether or not the market is going to trade down. That's what your expectation could be. If the market trades up today, folks, we're talking 4 times out of the last 16, so it's almost a year and a half worth of data, only 16 touch points, but still, you want to understand what happens on Jobs Friday out here. You go back and take a look at the last Jobs Friday. In fact, we'll do it. It was October the 5th. It's always the first Friday of each month. We had the market pop as well. So you had that exuberance in the market, and there's enough divergence out here to make you say, something to think about. What's one of those divergences? Well, how about the King? Let's go take a look at the King as we often do. We usually start off with the ES Mini. That's what is the chart that is on my screen here. If you are following along with us on TigerTV, maybe you're listening in on your mobile device using TFNN.MOBI, and you can always catch an archive of this show on Channel 9. And if you do that, you'll be able to take a look at these charts. You'll be able to stop, take a look at it. And, I've got an A to B equals CD on the ES Mini. In fact, before we go to King Dollar, you had a 1 to 1.272. That's where the ES Mini traveled to. That price projection, 1430.75. We take a look and see where the ES Mini actually moved to during the pop after the release of the jobs numbers, moved up to 1431.50. Got to love that, folks. You want to understand your A to B equals CDs. Market has gotten into overbought. The bears, they're just coming to work right now. We'll see if they can push this market down. But you got gold getting whacked here this morning, down $22, trading out at $16.93. I mentioned yesterday, I can see where gold can start pulling back, and yet these markets could actually move higher. You've got silver down 51 cents. That's off 1.5%. Silver trading out at 31.73 right now. If we take a look around the world here, over in Germany, the DAX is up 41 points. The FTSE up 15 points. That's about 0.5%, 0.2%, 0.3%, respectively. Over in Asia, they enjoyed the handoff that our markets gave to them. Our markets, you had the Dow up 136 points. You had the S&P last night up 15. Over in Asia, you had the Hang Seng up 289 points, 1 3/10%. The Shanghai up 0.6%, up 13, trading out at 22.17. And the Nikkei up 104 points, up 1 2/10% out there. As always, our call-in number 877-927-6648. Of course, to really understand what's going on with King Dollar, you've got to go pay attention to the currencies, the currency pairs, because really the U.S. dollar index is nothing more than the basket of currencies, and the biggest one being the Queen. So let's go see what the Queen is doing out here. We're taking a look at the Euro-U.S. dollar currency pair. We're going to pop the daily chart up on the screen. You can see it's trading at its session lows here right now, so there is definitely some pressure over in Euroland. Of course, what it's trading into here is this little consolidation sideways pattern. And so it's going to go ahead and test the bottom of that area. Let's go down into an intraday chart, and let's go see what we've got going on here. AB equals CD-wise in the euro. Give me a moment here, see if I've got one. If not, we'll just create one. Here's the 5-minute chart. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at a 30-minute chart here. So let's pop that time frame up on the screen. Looks like we've got the euro trading out at 1.28487. Let me refresh this, get the current data, and we're going to go ahead and delete things off of this chart. Oh, come on. Things are always a little bit slow here in the morning on this computer system. Why? I don't know. There. Okay, now it should be refreshing. There we go. So if we take a look at the euro, we're going to take a look at the current A to B equals CD pattern that is underway here. We're going to start with our 8-point. Came in at 7:30 in the morning. This was on October 31st. So talk about fear out there and goblins and so forth. If we take a look at that 8-point, came in at 7:30 in the morning. The high there, 130, 193. That's your 8-point. Your B-point, as it moves down, makes a low coming into the 6 a.m. time frame. That was yesterday, November the 1st. Makes a retracement. Let's go measure our retracement out here. Looks like it retraces up to the 9 o'clock session yesterday. That came in at 1.29. When it was actually, I moved my cursor to it. Go 1.29814. Let's go take a look at that retracement. From the A to the B, let's see what the B to C retracement was on this. It was really close to a 0.618 retracement here. If we take a look at the down move here, what the euro has done, it's moved past the 1 to 1.272. Notice how the ES Mini made a 1 to 1.272. You can kind of take a look at the mirror here between the currency and the ES Mini out here. However, usually it's just the opposite. Usually you'd see the euro moving in correlation with the markets. You would see the euro moving up. You would see our markets moving up. And we've got major divergence here when you start taking a look at the currency market. Where is the euro headed to on its next stop? Well, it's already past the 1 to 1.272. Should move to the 1.26. Looks like it's 1.28 area. 1.286 area. that number is so small, I can't even read it on my screen. Let's also take a look at expansions of swing points. So let's see if we've got anything lining up here. We're going to go start with the swing point low. Again, we're looking at a 30-minute chart. We're going to the 2:30 a.m. time frame. On October 30th, you had it, the euro down at 1.28850. We're going to go all the way up to the A point that we started with. We're going to take a look and see what kind of expansion. We're past, well, we're really, right now we're at the 1.272 expansion. So it should be finding an area of support here. If it blows through this area, it will move down into the 1.280002 area. So we'll see if this, we're going to wait to have to see if any bulls show up. They'll certainly show themselves by giving us a candle formation out there. If we go take a look at all of the 30-minute charts out here in the futures, you can see virtually each of them moving into an area of being overbought. So you would expect it's really set up ideally, quite frankly, when you start taking a look at the strength of the U.S. dollar, the weakness in the currency pair, everything is really set up for our expectations that the market would actually trade lower throughout the day, with it being Jobs Friday. We'll see if it will do that. Of course, yesterday in the markets, if we go take a look at the indexes here, we take a look at the S&P 500. What that did was that created a very strong candle formation. This was a 6-candle morning star pattern that was out there. Normally there are 3 candles, 4 candle formations are very strong. 6 candle on a daily basis, even stronger out there. What you'd like to see is a little bit of follow through. You don't want to see this pullback too much. You had the S&P close out at 1427.59. I suspect what it should do here, it got up and over the horizontal resistance area. That was a resistance area that had been tested for quite a while. That's going back to the April 2nd highs on the S&P 500 is 1422.38. So watch to see if, in fact, that area gets tested, whether or not it holds or it starts to move back into the bottom of the range. You get it close much below, and I'll do the calculations here while we're at break, but it's probably right. If you get it close below 1420, that starts to really make the power of yesterday's candle somewhat suspect out there. What are my expectations? My expectations, it is Jobs Friday, so if the market does trade lower, that would be normal out here. And we'll just simply have to come back at the end of the trading session. But I do suspect the market will move up into the time frame of not next Tuesday, Election Day, but the following Tuesday. And then, folks, not just put on your seatbelts, get your parachutes out, because I think the market will trade lower, much lower out there. If we go take a look at the daily chart of the futures, let me see if I've got that out here. I do. If we go take a look at it, what you will see here is the Russell 2000 up and over 2 resistance areas, both its horizontal resistance and this trend line moved up and over it with conviction yesterday. You had some volume behind it. You're getting a little bit of follow through today. 877-927-6648. We'll go take a look at some of these stocks that are popping. You've got Trip Advisors. They're off to a great morning. Closed at 29.41, trading out at 35.15. To the downside, Vertex Pharmaceuticals. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. And it is Fantastic Friday, and all day today, each hour, we're giving away 1 ounce of silver. If you haven't had a chance to put yourself into the silver opportunity that we have here, go to the homepage at TFNN.com. You'll see the Great Panther Silver button there. It is not too late for you to participate. 1 ounce of silver each hour today. And we've got our latest winner, which is Len from Hallandale Beach, Florida, on the line with us. Congratulations, Len. How are you this morning?
Fine, Steve. I appreciate the dollar, and I appreciate the work that you and your colleagues do.
Well, we appreciate you listening out there. Now, each morning, you must get up to just simply a beautiful view out there where you're at. You get to look at the water and the sunrise. And are you an early bird?
Yeah, I get up at 4 because I want to see what's happening overseas.
Oh, that's beautiful. So get up so the early bird does get the worm. Of course, this morning it's 1 ounce of silver.
Right, I appreciate it.
Now, what do you trade?
Stocks and options.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that you're in right now, or anything that I can take a look at for you?
I pulled back to some degree. I'd say Freeport-McMoran.
Freeport-McMoran, okay. So that is FCX is the ticker symbol there, folks. So we're going to go take a look at that with our man Len, who's up at 4 a.m. We must use the same alarm clock there, which is just the natural alarm clock. So we take a look at this. This is really in a little bit of a sideways trading range. Had a nice day
I'm
yesterday.
in 34. It's been trading 38 to 40.
Yeah, and what's really the trading range that's really set up here is really by the candle configuration. It had a gap up on the 7th of September. And so the low of that area has not been tested, 37.41. And what it also has at the top, it's got this little island reversal candle. That's the candle from September 14th. And you have a gap of price between the September 13th and the 14th. Then you also have a gap in price, a small one, between the 14th and the session on the 17th. So, at this stage, we'll just have to, it's a good-looking stock chart here, but it's just going to be in a very narrow consolidation range, that 37 to 40-ish range, and we'll just see where it goes from there.
A lot of it depends on whether China starts to grow again.
Yeah. But it's it's not a bad-looking stock chart here, and you got some nice volume where it gapped up on the 7th, so that 37.41 area ought to hold.
Okay.
But, Len, thanks so much for listening. We absolutely appreciate it. You have a wonderful weekend, a fantastic Friday, and we're looking forward to getting this silver coin out to you.
Thank you.
You bet. As we go back and take a look at the markets here, folks, let's go over to Europe. Let's go take a look at what's going on around the world. Let's put up our world charts here. We're taking a look at the DAX. Now, the DAX, as our markets were closed, we were using the DAX as an indication as to what was going to happen in our marketplace, because the futures had traded during the overnight sessions, but they were basically fairly illiquid at that time, not trading as normal. Really, the information, if you were going to rely on any information coming off of there, I would think it would be very suspect. And so if we take a look at the DAX here, that really was giving us the information. It has been traveling in a sideways consolidation mode. And the DAX had been weak. The DAX is stronger. In fact, if I pull the DAX back here, what you're going to see this rising price trend in the DAX going back to the early part of September 13th. You can see how the DAX broke that area. It was a false break to the downside. Really came back in with conviction, hasn't left that area since August the 3rd out there. Now what you've got the DAX doing is trading in this little sideways consolidation area. I expect that what it will do is we'll see the top of that get hit probably by next Tuesday. That would make sense during our election day out here. And now these sideways consolidations, folks, 65% of the time, they resolve themselves in which direction? That's right. They resolve themselves in the direction that they were coming from. That being said, that says if the DAX can break this consolidation area, it will move to the top. And what it will do, it may even get as high. Of course, that could be a stretch up here. Could be getting up as high as the top of that rising price trend out there. I would say what you would really be looking at, you'd be looking at the as far as the level that it would trade to, and I'll go ahead and draw this in on an A to B equals CD so I give you a good price projection. It's really going to start from the bottom of where this started to where the consolidation essence prior to it beginning. That's going to be your August 30th level. So if I put a quick A to B equals CD, that's going to be the easiest way for me to measure it. That would say the DAX would, if it breaks the consolidation, would trade to 77.91. When we get back, we'll go see how this market's going to pop. We'll go take a look at TripAdvisor, Starbucks, Valiant Pharmaceuticals. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization information capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com, where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com, or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. You got the Dow up 34 points. S&P's up 5. Composite up 7. Small caps up 2. You've got Microsoft flat here. Intel up 23. Apple struggling. Apple has lost its way, down $2.65. Priceline, however, has not lost its way, up $64 and change. That's up 11%. Let's go to Pat in Castleberry, Florida. Pat, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Steve. Good morning. I just got a general question on gold. If I'm trying to do some research on trading gold.
Yes.
Is it better to trade the metal itself and look for an ETF in that regards, or the gold miners? I mean, do they trade in the same direction, or which one would you use if you just wanted to trade gold in general?
So the best answer is that to make it simple would be to take a look at whatever stock chart it is that you're looking at and just look for the patterns within that stock chart and not try to infuse too much other information out there. The gold miners do not always travel in the same direction that gold is traveling. And then you've got currency issues that you have to take a look at, because you've got currency valuation issues. So South African gold miner stocks are going to trade different than Canadian stocks. Stocks in Mexico. So you can start putting too many elements inside. But if you just stick to the patterns, whatever pattern it is that you might be trading, that's what I would stick to. With regard to if you're going to trade an ETF such as GLD or maybe one of the doubles or triple ETFs that are out there, that's all well and good. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the actual gold contract, whether you're using the current month of the contract or you're using the continuous contract. You want to make sure, because that's trading in essence, let's say, call it 24 hours a day, where the ETFs are not. And when you're trading those ETFs, you don't want to be paying attention to the gaps. You don't want to pay attention to any gaps inside an ETF where the underlying instrument is trading around the clock, because those gaps have no meaning, because all they're doing is playing catch-up because they were sleeping while the actual market that is inside that ETF was actually working all night long and all morning long. So now what I would recommend if you wanted to trade that, if you wanted to trade gold, because it is so volatile, what you might want to do, Pat, is stay tuned for the next hour. Do you listen to our Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour that we do each Friday?
Yeah, 10 o'clock?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's really that would be a great way for you to get your feet wet there, because in this case here, if you're looking to trade it intraday, then that's a great way to be able to use whatever indicators it is that you use to make the trade. And once you make it, you've got your risk reward already set. And that's what you want to make sure that you really have. You want to make sure that your risk is all set out there. And this automatically has the stop inside there. So, we'll take a look at gold as far as any trade setups. I'm actually been scanning for some intraday setups for the 10 o'clock show. Daryl, I'm sure, is doing a lot of that work himself. So does that help answer your question that you had, your general question on trading gold? I think it must. We lost Pat. Sorry about that. So again, folks, make sure that, whatever ETF that you are trading, make sure you understand what the underlying instrument is that is trading out there. If you're trading the TBT, make sure that that's really, I think, based on the 20-year bond. A lot of times we look at the 30-year bond to get a good gauge as to where it is going. Speaking of gold, let's take a look at gold out here. You've got gold getting a little bit whacked here this morning, down $18 right now, trading out at $16.96. Silver off 37 cents. They're both down a little over 1%. Now, what you can expect to see, I've got a 30-minute chart out here. You can see that gold really moving down with volume between that 8:30, 8:40 session after the jobs numbers were released out there, getting into very oversold territory. So it's going to work itself off either by moving sideways or retracing a bit higher, but it is in some, it's really in some oversold territory. So I don't expect to see gold moving too much here right now, and I don't see a trade setup, quite frankly, at least on the 30-minute chart. For us using the Nadex platform. At least I look for divergences out there, and I don't see it. I don't see that set up in at least the 30-minute chart. Let me just check out the 10-minute chart here real quick, see if I see anything out there as well. You can see in that 10 minutes, gold really moving down. And if we take a look at the price spread, we went from a high of 17.05 down to 16.92 in really just a matter of moments out there. So that's why the Nadex platform, very cool way to be able to play something that is as volatile as the metal. So again, no real divergence. Let's go back to the daily charts on gold here. I do expect gold to continue pulling back. It is right now only at that 0.382 level. I mentioned this yesterday, that gold has had every opportunity to move higher. It has these little bars out here where you've got almost no body, we'll call dojis or spinning tops. And this is just an indication that it certainly was tired. Seemed to me like it was taking a rest. Yesterday was a really good indication of the divergence between the markets and gold out here. Yet our markets move much higher, and gold really doing nothing other than trading sideways. Looks to me like what gold wants to do is pull back right, perhaps even as low as coming back and testing this long-term trend line that it broke out of. That trend line going back to the September 6th area. That would be beautiful if it actually could pull back there. I'd say if it breaks the 0.382, that's where it's at right now. Hasn't done that yet, so it could just simply continue to consolidate sideways. If it does break that area, it ought to pull back to at least the 1630. I say if it breaks 1630, it might as well go down and test the area where it broke out of. That was on gold. You see the same setup here on silver. Silver not as oversold right now, so silver could afford to start moving a little bit lower here, and I certainly don't see any divergence with regard to any kind of large pop out here. That is looking at the 30-minute chart. If we go take a look at the daily chart out here on silver, silver, the next area of support really being the 200-day exponential moving average right around the 31, 36 level, but it also trading at that 0.382 level, that retracement. And that's off of the lows that were established back in June, early June, or late June, June 28, 2012, all the way to the highs, the run-up on October the 1st out there. Where could silver pull back to? Certainly 29.67 is game. That is the 0.618 retracement level. If it gets there, I say silver pulls all the way back to the 0.786. That's around $28.10. But we'll take this one day at a time out here. Let's go take a look at some of these equities here that are popping and dropping. Priceline having a very strong showing. Let's go see if there is some volume behind the move, gapping up. And so today's an important day for Priceline. Why? Because it's coming right into a resistance area as untested. So today, whether it's today or it's Monday, we're going to find out just how strong this resistance area is. That resistance area going back to the day where it gapped down. Gaps down August 7th. The low of that session, 672.76. That had 2.8 million shares on a stock, again, selling at the $600 range. What does it do? Gaps down the next day, 7 million shares, almost 7 million shares, 6.7 million shares. And it gaps down, folks, gets down to a low of 559. So it's got volume on the way down there. So far today, in only 12 minutes of trading, pretty nice volume as well, 623,000 shares. Right now, only getting back up to the top of the area where it last sold off. I do expect that what we will see is we will see it really go back and test the August 7th level. Again, that bottom, 672.76. You get it closed back inside there, that resistance zone is gone in my book. Let's go take a look at Equinix, EQUIX, having a nice day out here as well. Let's put that stock chart up. Then we'll go take a look at TripAdvisor's EQUIX. EQIX up 5% here, gapping up this morning. That's going to take a run for this little high volume high where it sold off. That high volume high goes back to the September 13th area. That is where it wants to head. The low of that is 199 even Steven. The high is 212 even Steven. That's interesting. That's one of Basil's round number highs and lows for that trading session. It has volume of 6.3 million shares up there. Today, thus far, 298,000 shares. Gapping up, that is where it is headed to. That is on Equinix. Let's see if they were out with earnings here today. Because you get in between yesterday and today, after the bell and before the bell, probably about 300 plus more companies out with earnings. Equinix revenue, $487 million versus $408. Their earnings per share, 58 cents versus 20 cents a year ago. So the market certainly, and they must have a pretty good outlook as well, the market responding positively. Talk about responding positively and taking a trip. It's TripAdvisor's TRIP. That's up 20% here this morning. Let's see if that is just earnings related or if there's anything else behind that move. TripAdvisor's here. Their Q3 net income was up 12%. Let's see here. Earnings per share, 46 versus 44. We've got, that's about all that I see out here. Let me see, where is the, that's all that I've got. But let's go take a look at the equity here. Up with some nice volume here this morning. Okay, so this thing is running into an area where it broke down. Where it broke down, So it's going to test this little area of resistance. So where this equity broke down was on July 24th. July 24th makes a low of 43.14, closes out at 43.27. 6 million shares there. Next day, volume increases, gapping down 9.2 million shares, getting down to a low that day of 35.01. So that gap is wide open. The area here where it is going to test is very likely the candle from August 7th, the low there at 38.24. It's at 35.65 here right now. Yesterday was a high volume low out there, so TripAdvisors, what a trip of a stock out here. This thing has been just simply everywhere. My goodness. Now, did have this high volume low here that was tested yesterday. That high volume low was a gap down. Goes back to February 9th. 2012, low of 27.99, had 12 million shares. You can see, and I'll draw the line across this, that high volume area was tested, looks like it was tested yesterday. Let me move up to the highs of it. There we go. So you can see that area was tested yesterday, moving up, and not a lot to really say about this equity other than it has a little psycho nature to it. Let's go to Fish in Riverview, Florida. Fish, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Real good. Loving this cool weather in Florida.
Yeah. Now, how cool do you like it to get? Because, it starts
I like it down to about 45.
40?
I don't think I could live up north, but I love it down to 45.
45. Riverview. Where's Riverview, Florida?
Near Brandon.
Okay. Well,
Brandon.
I think we need to send you up towards Tallahassee because we don't want 45 degree down here.
Yeah, we do.
I don't want 45 degree down here, so I'm expecting the mail. Don't be surprised if there's a bus ticket up to Tallahassee for you.
Hey, I'd actually like to change my question. I was originally going to ask you about GLL, but I realized I had gotten stopped out of that before.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you a question about for you and or Tom, and I'll listen to the I can get the archive of your next show. But
sure.
My question is this: I'm thinking about refinancing my home.
Okay.
And buying a little bigger home,
yes.
renting out this home.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, should I look at a 30-year fixed and maximize my cash flow, or a 15-year fixed on both of the loans?
Because I'm not in that marketplace per se, I don't think that either one of those is really a bad choice. If you do the 30-year, you can pay it off faster. There's nothing like getting cheap money, and you're not going to get it too much cheaper than right now. And probably your existing home, you've got a positive cash flow.
Yes.
If you rent that out, and so there's no question that real estate is a great place to be sinking capital. And if you can use somebody else's capital, even more so out there. So I mean that's my answer. Probably intuitively, exactly as you're thinking as well.
Yeah, and Steve, if I can ask you about another stock,
go ahead.
You can take your pick on these. I'm sitting in Sony,
SNE.
Harmony,
okay,
and GF Goldfields.
Okay.
And just your thoughts on those.
Well, let's take a look at them. Go ahead and stay on the line. Let's take a look at Sony. SNE is the ticker symbol. You've had what you've had is the Nikkei has really behaved well the last couple of days, and Sony hasn't. So that's got to kind of make you say, what's going on out here? Now, are you in at a relatively low price on Sony?
Yes.
Okay. So, as a long-term equity, I like this play because just simply the quality, of the entity, and it's trading out at its session lows. And at some point in time, I've got to believe that what we're going to see is a strong dollar and a weaker yen. And when we see that, just simply the currency valuation alone ought to have Sony start moving, in the right direction. So
I'm down about 2.5% right now, just to let you know.
Okay. So that's
which
really
doesn't bother me,
Yeah,
but
that's not too bad. It's just, it is weak. Panasonic has been even weaker out there. I haven't looked at that stock chart, but I know that it's been pretty weak out there. So I'll go, I'll take a look at Harmony and GFI for you when we get back from the break.
Thank you, Steve. Have a great weekend.
Have a great day. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks, and welcome back. It is Jobs Friday, and the market is doing exactly what it is supposed to, or at least what you would expect with it being Jobs Friday. 75% of the time, the market closes lower on Jobs Friday. Doesn't matter how good or bad the news is. At least that's the way the market has responded during the last 16 months. Maybe even further back. I just simply went back the last 16 months. So Right now, you've got the Dow relatively flat, up 3 points. The S&P up 2.5. The composite totally flat, up 50 cents. Russell 2000 down a buck. We're going back and taking a look at Harmony and Goldfields. Harmony HMY is a ticker symbol now. For our man Fish. Now, what I've got on the screen here is the weekly chart of Harmony. You can see it's trading out at $7.99, and this thing certainly has been in a downtrend here as of recent on the weekly chart, and as of recent, I'm referring going back during the last month. So I'm going down back to the October 5th time frame, and what you see here is on a weekly chart, you see a potentially very bearish continuation pattern to the downside. That's if the low of October 5th is taken out. That low would be $7.80. Now, it would have to be taken out. I like to see it done within about 5 or 6 candles. We're only into 1, 2, 3. We're only into the 4th candle here. So you've got to watch this area because it's a continuation pattern called the falling 3 methods in this case here. And if that area holds or it takes longer than 6, 7 candles, then that continuation pattern is off out there. But what I am seeing, this has no real strength yet to the upside, and instead, what you can see is that price has traded with inside in smaller bodies too, with inside that October 5th weekly candle out there. And so right now it is potentially setting up a bearish continuation pattern to the downside. That's on the weekly. If we put this on the daily, you wouldn't see that same pattern. You wouldn't know to look for it. That's why I always want to make sure that you are, if you're taking a look at a stock and you're trading on a weekly, make sure you go up to the monthly and down to the daily. On the daily, make sure you at least go up to the weekly. Not always a bad thing to just continue to go up a couple of levels here, because the view is always better anyways when you get up to a higher level, or typically it is better. On the daily chart here today, Harmony Gold trading lower, no real volume or anything like that in there. Looks like it wants to go back and test the low from October the 8th. That's going to be $7.76. 1.8 million shares there. And so on the daily chart, you'd like to see it test that area, reject it on lighter volume. Otherwise, you're going to get the signal of the continuation pattern. That is on Harmony. If we go take a look at Goldfields, GFI is the ticker symbol. I'll start off with the weekly chart on this as well. This chart here I like better, certainly behaving nicer this week. You've got a pretty nice candle out here. It's trading out at $12.51, where Goldfields wants to head to on the weekly chart. The week of September 21st, you've got a little high volume high, and that's a swing point. 47 million shares. The low there is $12.75. It will at least get there. Let me see what it did here on the weekly chart. So far, $12.65. It wants to at least hit $12.75, close inside there, I would say, and then go test the $13.56. Otherwise, this thing here may just continue to trade in this little sideways consolidation. It's been trading in a sideways consolidation ever since May 18th, 2012 out there. Sideways consolidation, if that's what it trades in, sideways consolidations resolve themselves in which direction, folks? The direction that they came from, 65% of the time. That being said, you do not want to see this thing break that consolidation low of 1171. Thanks for being here, folks. Stay tuned. The Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour up next. If you're off to start your day, have a safe day, and I look forward to seeing you Monday morning. Have a great weekend.